Are you willing to say that you were wrong about saying that Chelsea got a better squad than Arsenal and Liverpool?
Here we go again, bro. I wasn't. Listen, I've already told you already, Potts. Yeah, like your squad is meaty. Yeah, why am I gonna like? It's like shit versus shit right now. Like it's such a pointless thing to keep bringing up. Yourself, your squad played against Everton. You fucking rotated your squad and you couldn't do fuck all against Everton. Yeah, so let's not act as if this squad that you keep depending on are doing anything. They're not doing fuck all themselves. Yeah,
let's end this, bro. That's ridiculous.
Shit.
Like, if you okay, my shit is literally competing in the Champions League, showing 2 title challenging seasons, where your shit is finishing 12th, and where are you now?
12th.
Where are you now?
When you finished in 12th and 12th, we didn't finish 12th
You finished 12 twice and you finished 6th, and then now you're where? 5th?
We didn't finish 12th twice. What are you talking about? We finished 12th once.
Okay, so when did you finish the other season? 6th,
we finished
right?
6th last season, yeah.
All right, so 12, 6th, and then now you're what? 5th, 6th again?
Bro, I'm sorry. Listen, hold on. Hold on. Let me just stop it.
You need to have some respect, because
it's it's not about have some respect, bro.
You're talking like your team has shown any level of consistency to be even compared to Arsenal squad.
Bro, I sit here with Potts, right? And Potts cooks. He fucking cooked the window that you had, right? He cooks the fact that you had to play Marino up top and all of these things. Cool, Marino scored a couple goals recently, but even so, when you look at his all-round game, dead, bro, up there, right? So I don't understand this conversation. Oh, Arsenal have a better squad than Chelsea. It's a pointless conversation because
we do. Because the squad is not just what's on paper. The squad's not just what's on paper. On paper, you have more players that are supposed to be of higher quality, but we have more players that are consistent and perform at a higher level for a consistent period. Your team has never shown the level of consistency. Your team has never shown the defensive capabilities, the offensive capabilities, and the midfield capabilities that our team has shown for well over 3 seasons.
What midfield capabilities? What midfield capabilities? The main difference right now of your team and my team, right, is your defense. Like I keep telling you, bro.
Our midfield controls games, where your midfield is run through like knife through butter.
What is this thing that people have as well, bro? Do you know how many times Caicedo wins the ball back for us in that midfield, bro?
No, but guess what?
This narrative needs to stop, because when we was winning all those games, hold on, the best of Chelsea this season, right, is when we counter press. Yeah, when we had Lavia in the team, we had Caicedo counter pressing, Fofana in that high line, right? I don't know why guys act as if we're playing like last season. Last season, we used to get run through our midfield every week. Cool, fair enough. That's why our defensive record was shit. This season, we've got I'm seeing we've got the 4th best defense in the league. So why do you guys act as if our midfield...
Who has the best defense in the league?
But I never told better defense than you. I literally just told you.
Your defense is not only your center backs and your goalkeeper. It's also how you control the game from the midfield up. And what you need to realize is Arsenal.
We keep the ball a lot in most of our games. That's why most
you might have
Maresca.
One second.
Most of the time we keep the ball, bro.
One second. At the top end of your midfield, you might have the same level of quality or similar players that you feel like are interchangeable. But overall squad, Arsenal squad has shown a higher level of consistency to be able to compete on many different levels. And they've shown a consistency in the defensive third, in the final third. And you know what? The attack has been poor, but even then, we scored 100 goals last season.
Can I ask you something?
You can't sit here and talk about your squad being so superior when you struggle to even get a goal in these games.
Egal, can I ask you something? What was going on? What was going on in your team when Trossard was playing as a 10, or when Marino was in the 10? What was happening in those games?
I don't think you realized, Don. This season we've had.
No, answer the question. Ask the question. What was happening?
We've had 22 injuries, and guys like Trossard, who's a bench player, has been relied upon week in, week out as a starter. Mikel Moreno, who's our 4th choice midfielder, has been playing as a striker and has more goals than majority of your attacking players.
Egal, answer the question. You're trying to prop up your squad.
I'm not done. Our defense, you spoke about our defense. Guess what? Our 5th choice defense is looking like one of the best defenses still, because who have we had out this season defensively? We have Gabriel out, we've had Ben White out, we've had Timber out, we've had Calafiori out, we've had Mazu Skelly come out of nowhere. Don, from defense to midfield to attack, we are just much more consistent and superior team to Chelsea. You have good players.
You're
No,
delusional,
not-
bro.
not
You're delusional. I've just asked you a question.
Why
I've
is
asked you
there
a
a
question.
7 point
Answer it.
gap between the two of us over 3 seasons?
I just asked you a question, bro. Right? And Potts, this is your fault for even bringing this up. I don't understand why we're still having this conversation. It is tired, bro. It's tired because both of our squads need serious work. So what are we doing it? Right?
No,
If we just
but-
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree. Both of our squads need work.
Let me tell you something, nigga. I
This
just
is
asked you a question.
ridiculous.
I just
This
asked
is
you a question.
ridiculous.
You literally just said we've had a lot of injuries, so we're having to depend on our squad players. That's exactly what's happened to Chelsea as well, right? We've had a lot of injuries and we're having to rely on squad players again, right?
Yeah,
I just
competing in
asked
the
you- I just
Champions
asked
League
you.
and
Egal,
competing for the
I
league.
just asked you, but hold on. Why are you applying that logic to your team, but you can't apply the logic to my team? When it's the
No,
exact
because you're
same
in the
thing,
Conference
right?
League.
What do you mean? Because we're in the Conference League, bro. What are you talking
Because
about?
you're in the Conference
What are you
League.
talking
bro,
about? What's that
you're
got to
able-
do? What's that got to do with the fact? What's that got to do with the fact?
You don't have
that-
to. You
Hold
don't
on, bro. Hold on, bro. What's that got to do with the fact, right? That we've had Lavia injured most of the season, we've had Fofana injured again most of the season, and we're depending on our squad players again, just like what you said. What's that got to do with the Conference
Let me,
League,
let
bro?
me tell you what it has to do. You
What's that
don't
got
have
to do
to,
with the Conference
you don't
League?
have to face a higher level of competition twice a week. You can put
Don't we
out
play in the Prem like you, man? Don't we play in the Prem like you, man?
no, but you don't play in the Champions League like we do.
Don't we play in the Prem like you, man? Though?
You don't have to put out the strongest team in both competitions. My
Oh,
point.
you
You agree with that, though, Don? Don, you agree with that, right?
My
You agree
point
with
is,
that?
you're talking about,
Hold on.
you're talking about your team this, your team that. I've seen Chelsea for majority of the season put out pub teams in the Conference League and batter them with rotation.
That's
If
true,
you
Don.
rotated-
That is true,
if
Don.
you rotated that same team, if you rotated that same
Talking
team in
about.
the Premier League, you would get battered.
You didn't even register Cole Palmer, right? For the
Hold on.
Conference League.
I don't understand what's going on here. The bread and butter of the league, the bread and butter of your season is the Prem, right? Most of the weeks in the Prem, you want to see the same team, yeah? There's only a few times when you want to be changing the team, when you're playing like Southampton's, the Ipswich and whatnot. But most of the time, you want to be seeing the same 11, right? We have not been able to see our strongest 11 majority of this season
And
because
Arsenal
of
has?
injuries, right? I never said, you made that point, not me. That's what I'm saying here. You made that point, but what you're trying to do, I'm trying to tell you that it's the same thing for us. You're telling me it's not the same because you play Conference League, and I'm like, bro, we both play in the Prem. We both play in the Prem. Hold on, bro. We both play in the Prem, and we've both had injuries in the Prem, and we've both had to play our squad players longer than usual in the Prem. But the difference with us and you, man, is majority of the season you've had a fit defense, bro. Right? You've had Gabriel and Saliba fit majority of the time. You've had Skelly broke through, who's been very good, and you've had Timber that's been able to stay fit most of the time. Right?
So let me ask you a question quickly, Don.
This season, hold on, Potts. This season,
Right.
once again, bro.
I've got a question after.
Oh, you got a question? Cool. Once again, you've got another draw, bro. Right? You've got another draw. Yeah. You couldn't create fuck all against Everton. That's 11 draws this season. The third most draws this season. Right? And this season, bro, the thing that separates us the most, like I keep telling you, is the goals conceded. We have conceded more goals than you, bro. In terms of goals scored, I think you've only scored 2 more goals than us right now. Like I said to you, offensively, our midfield has created way more chances than your midfield. Yeah. You talk about, our midfield gets run through. So why is Caicedo at the top of every defensive metric, bro? This guy wins the ball back the most out of anyone in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Caicedo's one player.
Caicedo's one player. Caicedo's there to be winning the ball back, and that's what he does. So let's stop this narrative. Let's stop this narrative, bro.
No, it's not a narrative. It's not a narrative.
It is a narrative because Caicedo, most of the time, I see Caicedo winning the ball back for us a lot, bro.
If you actually see the amount of chances that are created against Chelsea, the amount of XG created against Chelsea, the amount of basketball games you get into back and forth,
Get into a lot of basketball games, though.
where you don't hold control of the game is down to multiple things. One,
Give me the examples. Give me the example of the basketball game. Give me an example of the basketball games. Tell me all of them.
I don't remember every single Chelsea game off the top of my head.
I do.
Okay, how about this? We played you recently, right? We played you recently. You had what kind of midfield did you have out there? You had a midfield.
Reece James, Caicedo, and Enzo.
Okay, that's not even a good comparison then, because Reece James playing out of position in that game. But overall,
Enzo playing out of position as well.
Overall, what?
We had Enzo playing out of position. Enzo played as a 10 that game. He's not a 10.
Enzo's been floating all over the place this season. So I think
he's not a 10, though. He's not a 10, is he?
I think he's been having a good season in the 10 and also.
He hasn't been playing as a 10, Egal. That's what I'm saying. Don't know what you're talking about, bro.
No. I think he's been having a good. I think he's been doing a good job since the turn of the new year, getting involved in the attacking third of the pitch. I think he's been doing really well, getting you guys assists, helping you guys out in the final third. But my point about the midfield specifically, I rate Chelsea's midfield players. Don't get me wrong.
So
I'm not saying your players are bad. I'm just saying consistently throughout the season, we've seen Arsenal's midfield to be able to control games, not only because of our defense, but also because of the capability of our midfield to hold on to the ball, retain possession, and also recycle. We have the quality to push forward.
Egal, what you're saying, it sounds like you're... Hold on, Egal.
To create. We have everything in our midfield. The thing is, you think because you feel like your players are superior to some of our players, that I'm saying your whole squad is bad. If your squad was so good, Don, why are you consistently below Arsenal for the last 3 years?
Egal, let me answer your question first of all.
You said we're no. You started this argument. I just want to clarify this. I just want to clarify one thing, and I'm done. Wallahi.
Ask a question and then let him come back.
You started this conversation by saying both of our teams and our squad depth is shit. I am not saying my squad depth is shit. I'm saying my squad depth is good enough to compete for the league and to maybe challenge to try to win it. I think your team's ceiling is top 4, not a challenge for the league. I think you're maybe 4 players of severe quality to reach our level.
Egal. Personally, for me, yeah, bro, it honestly sounds like you're reading from a script, and it always happens to be gooners that say this. Yeah, you come here. I'm seeing people in the chat as well right now, right? I'm pretty sure Chelsea have got the 5th best defense in the league right now, right? The way you're describing our midfield right now is how we were playing last season. Last season, our midfield was literally a polo. We had nothing in the middle because Poch was making guys playing all this space. Gallagher pressing by himself, Caicedo in an island by himself, Enzo fucking left wing sometimes, right? This season, yeah, most Chelsea fans hate the way we play because we keep the ball and it's like, yo, it's slow, methodical football. Most of the time, we control games. We keep possession of the ball, right? And like I said to you, defensively, Caicedo has been fantastic the way he breaks up play. So I don't get this narrative of, oh, Chelsea's midfield gets run through. Okay, cool. You might watch certain games where we're attacking and both our attacking midfielders are in attacking positions, yeah? On the transition, of course, teams are going to run through your midfield, right? Go remind yourself of the goal. Go remind yourself of the goal that West Ham scored against you. Right?
They went through the wing. They went through the wing.
Bro, they went through the midfield initially, and then it went through Wan-Bissaka. Then it went to Wan-Bissaka. It went to Wan-Bissaka, right? And the reason why they ended up scoring that goal was because of the transition. Yeah, it happens to every single team. Go watch Man City, bro. Right? Most of the time, Man City on the transition. Hold on, bro. Most of the time on the transition, Man City teams are running through them, but guess what? They've got Rodri. Rodri breaks it up, right? If you're an attacking team and you put most of your midfielders in offensive positions, of course, on the transition, you're susceptible to fucking counter attacks. It is what it is, bro. It's the risk that you take, right? I don't know why people think, oh, if you don't lose the ball up there, teams are going to run through you. That's why you've got a DM there.
Let me ask a question then, Don. Let me ask a question then, right? Let me ask a question because I don't want to come to this Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool squad depth thing, right? As you say, it's a silly question. I didn't think Egal was going to come in like that, but you know, Egal does what Egal does, right? But what I'll say is this. If you truly believe that if Chelsea had all of their players fit this season and Arsenal had all of their players fit, do you think Chelsea would have mounted a title challenge of all of your players fit alongside Arsenal? Because Arsenal fans tell me we haven't been able to because we've had injuries. Chelsea have likewise had injuries to Lavia, Fofana, we know the names, right? Do you think you're in a position to title challenge this season? Because at Christmas time, you beat Fulham, you beat Everton, you beat Ipswich, you're going to a title race. You lost all of those. Well, I didn't think you lost all of them, but you dropped points in those 3, right?
Yeah.
So do you think with the players that you've got fit, you could have actually mounted a title challenge this season if everyone stays fit?
Bro, I think we could have competed for a lot longer than what we did. You know what I mean? I think if Jackson picked up his fucking finishing boots at that period of time, I think we could have won a lot more games, right? But that's where you got to look at the gaps in the team. We haven't got a striker. We have a striker over that period. Regardless of what people think of our defense, we win more games, right? Guys don't understand how key guys like Lavia and Fofana are for us. You talk about our defense. These guys help us defensively. Most of the season, we've had Chalobah and fucking Tosin and these guys. I don't want to be seeing these guys every week. Same way Egal doesn't want to be seeing most of the squad players he's been seeing. I don't want to be seeing these guys all the time. You know what I mean, right? The quality this league, bro, has gone down. I don't know why people are acting as if we're up against Prime Pep and Klopp, yeah? Everyone up there right now is to me, to you, to me, to you, yeah? So we win more games over that period. We're a lot closer to you, man. You're only what? How many points ahead of us are you? Is it 7 or 8?
10
8
now? 8 now? 10. I don't know.
I think it's 9. 9 points, right? 9 points. You know what I mean? So, like, a few of those wins over that period, we're like, what, maybe 3 points behind you, 2 points
but then
behind
we can say the same about the title race. A few more wins and we'd be in the title race. That, do you know what I mean? It works for both clubs.
Whatever makes you feel better.
It works for both clubs. But you're asking me what's happened. The situation this season is that Chelsea haven't been clinical once again. Maresca started to fuck about once again, right? And again, we've had injuries to key players once again. So these are things that we need to rectify in the summer.
The honest truth, the gap between Arsenal and Liverpool is this close. The gap between Chelsea and Arsenal is not that far different at this point. But one thing I will say to you, the reason why I think Arsenal's squad is better and Arsenal is better overall is because we've shown that consistency. Chelsea haven't shown that level of consistency for competing in the Champions League, competing in the league. And that's my main point. For you to compare us...
For that point, it tends to hurt a lot of people. What people
compare us to, we would have to be competing in the same competition, and I have to see the same level of stress going against us. Because Conference League, the reason why I mention it is because that allows you to relieve a lot of stress.
Well, I get that. I do get that point.
No, but Egal, what people like to do when they try to bring up this take, right? They like to ignore the fact that going into the summer, I said Arsenal and Liverpool have a better 11 than Chelsea, right? Because number one, you've already got a stable defense. You've already got a team that's been playing together for a minute, right? You've already got players that have been there, done it in terms of the title race. I said this, bro. But in terms of the depth, maybe I should have been more specific. I said our depth in comparison to Arsenal's is better. And I said the same thing about Liverpool, bro. I said our depth, what I'm looking at on the bench is better than both of these teams, right? Start of the season, bro, you're seeing fucking guys like Sterling and all these guys on the bench. Don't forget, when we was killing teams at the beginning, most rivals, in fact, I'll listen to all your shows. Most of you lot are like, oh, Chelsea can bring Neto off the bench. Chelsea can bring Enzo off the bench. Chelsea can bring Nkunku off the bench. Chelsea can bring this guy off the bench, Felix, right? Everyone at the start of the season was loving our bench. But right now, unfortunately, bro, it's been weakened. In January, we let go of Felix. We let go of Vega, right? You're seeing Nkunku right now being played out of position, stinking out the gaff, yeah? So I've never once said Chelsea have a better 11 than Arsenal right now. I've always said Arsenal have a better 11, so did Liverpool. I specifically spoke about the depth. That's what I specifically spoke about, the bench. That's what I said, bro.